Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 634.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've been the sexiest podcast on the network for like a decade straight. I don't know how this is possible.
I don't know. At some point, I feel like we're going to become Stifler's mom. You know?
That's hilarious. We're
Yeah,
we're dilfs.
yeah. We're pilfs. The
Pilfs.
podcast I like to
Yeah, there you go. That's got to be a podcast. Pilf.
pilfs. It should be
Yeah,
a boy. So
yeah.
yeah.
I want to just right off the rip here say belated happy birthday to our buddy Cheetah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's what, 70 now? I
I think
think.
so.
Yeah, sounds right.
He is still dangerously cheesy though.
I hope so.
Yes,
If he's not, I'd be very worried.
yes, quite. He actually
Hmm.
needs a dangerously cheesy shirt.
He should really
Yeah,
Cheetos really should send him a dangerously cheesy shirt.
yeah.
Well, he's not on social media anymore. I was gonna say you should reach out to him, but I was like, oh yeah, wait.
Or he needs a dangerously cheesy tramp stamp.
Yeah. Or one in the front
Yes.
instead of back, just to where it says where you can see dangerously cheesy, or maybe just dangerously above the belt line,
It'd be like Tupac's tattoo, but instead of an AK, it's just a Cheeto.
Yeah. Looks weird.
Like one of those big gnarly Cheetos, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. That's gonna look
it
weird.
would. But people are like, why do you have orange poop on your stomach?
Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking is it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
These are the hits you got to take for pure hilarity.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I mean, we take these hits every week, Brian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drinking one of these bubbly citrus cherry, one of these that I forgot has caffeine in it.
Oh, God, you're going to be up all night like you normally are.
Yeah. It's like
I
it's
drink
one of
that
my
right
favorite-
now. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite flavors of it though, and it's like it's funny because when I saw it had caffeine, I'm like, ooh, I'll get this, and because then I can drink this instead of a pop.
Yeah.
Still get my caffeine fix, but not get all the other soda stuff. And then now I'm like, yeah, most of the time I end up drinking it. It ends up being later on in the day, which really isn't that big of a deal. But also, it's like I've already had other caffeine today. I
Well,
don't really need.
well, allow me to blow your balls off
Oh boy.
because the sparkling ice brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a particular caffeinated flavor that I know you would like because we kind of our tastes line up a lot.
Right. Is it dangerously cheesy?
Oh, it's dangerous, all right. Like I did some Google and I'm like, oh, I could get a 12-pack of this at frickin' Gordon's for like $14
Oh, wow.
instead of spending almost $3 at work.
Yeah. Right.
No, it's watermelon lemonade.
Oh man, that sounds right up my
And
alley.
it's like you smell it and it's like Jolly Rancher. And
Oh,
it tastes pretty much the same.
I may have to grab some of these then.
It's pretty good. And I think it's got 70 milligrams of caffeine in it,
All right.
which I don't know what that equates in like caffeine world.
Yeah.
It's here.
I just need enough each day to, keep my addiction at bay.
Yeah, that's basically it.
I mean, I'm being dead serious. That's really all it is. Because if I don't, I get a headache from it, from the withdrawal, basically. So,
So it's 70 milligrams is about a cup of coffee.
okay.
So whatever. That's like microdose in my world anymore.
Right.
At least in the morning.
Yeah.
You know?
I try not to drink a lot of caffeine stuff. It's like I usually have, something like that when I first get up. Yeah, like I said, just to stave the headache off.
Yeah.
And then that's pretty much, I try to stay away from. I try to drink water the rest of the day, or like one of these that I'm drinking now. But this one has caffeine. Most of the time, I drink one of the. Was it the Kroger? Was it blackberry citrus or something like that?
Yeah. Pro
That's
move.
Yeah, or something with Mio, or So I just try not to drink much else.
Yeah. Today I am enjoying some of my hard seltzer because I'm trying to empty the keg.
Right.
And then I got a couple Sam Adams over here and a bottle of water just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good lineup.
Good. Well, one of them you wouldn't appreciate. It's the Sam Adams pumpkin, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, I picked up their fall variety pack because there's a
I figured.
there's a dunkel in here I want to try. So
I figured that's what you did because I saw your check-ins,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of Sam Adams that are various Sam Adams, and I'm like, I can't see you just buying multiple Sam Adams packs. So I'm like,
No.
he must have got the little sampler.
Well, yesterday I made beer, which was always a joyous occasion.
Yeah.
And it's bubbling away violently in the closet upstairs.
Perfect, just like me.
Hell yeah. Little honey brown, which I'm trying to think of what to call it.
Right.
But I had the only beer I have in my fridge currently is fancy high ABV beer. You know?
Yeah, no banquets or anything.
Yeah, nothing like that. So even Saturday night, I was drinking some. I'm ashamed to admit this. Some Bud Light seltzer apple slices that I still have.
Oh my God, you were drinking those?
Yeah, I was drinking those, Brian.
Right.
Because I was like, well, they're here and I'm thirsty,
Man, just ruin some apple cider and pour one of those into it.
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably make it taste somewhat better at least.
He said it would have a real apple flavor.
So yeah, I was at the store and I almost just picked up Oktoberfest, but then I was like, oh, I've never had this Flannel Fest Dunkel, and I love a fucking Dunkel.
Yeah.
So, I picked up the old variety pack, and honestly,
way, if you ever brew a Dunkel, it's got to be called Creepy Dunkel.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You gotta have a little pumpkin flavor or something to it. I don't know, so that it's like October-y.
Creepy Dunkel. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, I'm pretty sure a Dunkel's like the official beer of Oktoberfest. So
yeah.
Perfect. No, I don't mind this pumpkin beer that they put out. It's not terrible. I'm not a big pumpkin beer guy, but it's all right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I love that Creepy Dunkel. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
What's bad is fast forward, X amount of months, I'm like, I'm gonna make a Dunkel, and I'm gonna completely forget that. So it's on you, Brian, to remember.
It's right there, though.
It is.
It's pretty easy. It probably already exists, honestly.
I was kind of disappointed by my seltzer because it wasn't flavored, so I decided to not name it and put it on Untapped.
Yeah, fair enough.
But so
dang. So what I was thinking was, I was like, okay, you're making a honey brown, and I was like, I'll look up our show titles and see if we've ever had the word honey in one of the show titles. We have not.
Really?
So
well, we got to change that.
Because I was like, if you have honey, a show title with honey in it, you just use, there you go.
Accurate. I was thinking that.
Do have a lot of show titles, but we don't have one with honey in the title somehow. Wow. It actually surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, that is sad. You make me sad.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I needed to have some crisp beers to stay rehydrated as I was making beer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Circle of life.
Circle of life.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And then I was, chatting with Cheeto, and him and his buddy are like, oh, we should brew. And they're probably looking into getting stuff. And it's not that hard, kids.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure everything stays clean.
I'm actually a little surprised that Derek doesn't already brew.
Yeah, right.
So it's that'll be a good time though, I'm sure.
I mean, all you need is like a couple hours on a weekend, and then you just got to wait.
Yeah.
Although, if they honestly are going to, I'm just going to tell them right now, just don't skip bottling. Just get right into kegging. Bottling is the worst experience of your life.
Yeah.
Anywho, how's Brian?
Not too bad. I had a went and got my teeth cleaned the other day. That was a nice feeling. Came out of there all squeaky clean. Then I was supposed to go the next day, get my final 2 fillings. Well, it was one that I'd been waiting a while on, and then the other was I broke a filling, so they were gonna hammer them both out the same day. And then that fell through because my ride couldn't so much go, so I had to cancel that. And dude, I gotta wait till the middle of next month for my appointment now.
Oh man, that sucks.
It sucks so much. They have you can call every day. I'm like, I'm not fucking calling every day just to see if there's an opening. I'm just not. It's like, I wish you could just do that on your end somehow, but the list is so long anyway that it's ridiculous. So whatever, I'll just wait and get that And then
How are you supposed to eat those weird Halloween taffies in the orange and
I
black
know.
wax paper?
I mean, in fairness, I think it was some sort of gummy candy that fucked the filling up. So
Naturally.
I really, with all the fillings I have, I probably shouldn't be eating those kind of candies. But God, they're so
Yeah,
good.
but life. You have to live
Yeah,
life.
I really like gummy candies. Is the problem? It's maybe one of my favorite
All
things.
right.
So,
Go to gummy candy. Go.
dude, I don't even.
Top ahead. Come on, Brian.
Um. Uh. er, God, I can't think of what they are now. There was like some Jolly Rancher ones I was getting that I really liked that Heno got me freaking hooked on because he's a jerk / good friend. Because him and I all the time, like, we'll try gummies and we'll be like, dude, or like, yeah, don't get these. I forgot there was one I got a few months ago, and I texted him and it was like, yeah, these. I'm like, do not touch. I'm like, they're garbage. So,
Well, I'll tell you my go-to Haribo peach rings. Shout out peach ring.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Or those little cherries that look like
Like the
testicles.
cheers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good as fuck.
I'm eating all the balls.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh yeah.
I've been buying the Skittles ones recently because they have Skittles gummies. So I've been buying those and
Nice.
crushing those. Like I said, I really, really shouldn't be. Or I always go back to Sour Patch Kids.
I mean, shout out Sour Patch.
I don't think those count as gummies, but it's nearish.
Yeah, they're close enough. I think they count.
Yeah,
Now,
I always go back to those.
now what's your thoughts on gummy bears?
I'm real up and down on them because honestly, most of them I don't care for that much.
Like, I'm Haribo's my boy.
Yeah,
Steve Haribo, him and I go way back.
right. I remember you guys in college.
Yeah. And I'll occasionally,
so lies in that statement.
yeah, I know, right? Occasionally, I will grab a bag of Haribo gummy bears when I'm at like Aldi, because
Yeah.
I'm weak, Brian. I'm fucking
I
weak.
understand. Well, they put all that candy
They
right
do,
there.
and usually if I go to Aldi, it's after work. I'm starving,
Mm-hmm.
and as much as I like Haribo and I like gummy candies,
Yeah.
if you give me one colored gummy bear versus another, they all taste the same to me.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's a very unsatisfying like gummy bear genocide that happens in the drive home.
I think that's part of my problem with gummy bears is they're supposed to have different flavors, but most companies that I buy, they don't seem to. It's like I was talking with somebody at Food Town about this one day
Yeah.
because I had a coupon for or Kroger. I'm sorry, I had a coupon for a free bag of I don't remember what brand it was now, but they're like organic gummy bears, which I don't even understand why that's a thing.
Did you read it as orgasmic?
Yes. No, but
Because
it was
I'd buy those too.
well, they were free. So I was like, well, for sure I'll try.
Yeah,
them.
free
They're
gummy bears.
Yeah. And the woman was like, "Are those any good?" I'm like, "I have no idea." I'm like, "I have a coupon for a free bag of them," and she goes, "Me too." She's like, "That's why I was asking." I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna get them either way. If they're trash, they were free.
Yeah, free is free.
I'll still probably eat 'em."
Free's my favorite price. Spoiler.
And then I forgot what brand she told me she really likes, and I was like, "Yeah, I've had those. I don't really care for them." So
You just look at her and just go pathetic and walk away.
yeah, I just usually just don't get them. I just not that big a fan of them.
I have a gummy bear exception. It just occurred to me.
Okay, is it the TV show from the 80s?
Yes,
Bouncing
I've
here and
got two gummy bear exceptions. One, that theme song, banger.
Right.
I don't know where she got them, but Michelle bought like gummy candies because she wanted to do photo shoots for future paintings.
Oh yeah,
plus
right.
to eat gummy candies.
That's Let's be real.
And
that's the reason.
I want to say she got them from a candy store in the mall, but they were like mini gummy bears.
Okay.
And these things were so flavorful.
Interesting, because that's usually where they fall flat. Is they, like you said, most of them they're supposed to be different flavors, but you're just like, are they though? They just taste like chewy to me.
Yeah, like I got home. I think I got home from work and she was like, "You have to try one of these gummy bears," and I'm like, because gummy bears.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, and I was just like, it was like a goddamn taste explosion.
Right.
Yeah. And then suddenly I turned into the claw, because I need more than one mini gummy bear.
You just dump them all in your face, and she's like, "I said one." You're like, "One bag."
Yeah.
Ah.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, gummy bears. They do bounce here and there and everywhere, don't they?
What I've heard.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Best gummy bears. According to Sporked, or do we want Mashed? Which website do we
They're
want to
both
go
garbage. Pick one.
All right. All right, Sporked because it's
All right.
first. Okay, they're both from this year too, so good. It's not like from 1984. All right, number 5 is Great Value gummy bears from Walmart.
What?
They get 7.5 out of 10 sporks.
Oh, wait a second. They're using like our rating system? These sons of bitches.
Yeah. Number 4 is from Albertsons, and their Signature Select gummy bears. So that's again a store brand type. It sounds like they're 8 out of 10. The next one are Haribo Gold Bear Sour, which I've not had the sweet and sour ones. Have you?
Gold Bear Sour. Can't say I have.
I assume that that's their way of trying to get you to like being similar to like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Okay. So next is those got 8.5. The next one is Albanese gummy bears.
Oh, I've seen these. I recognize that bag.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. They got 10 out of 10.
I don't appreciate the weird gummy bear summoning circle on the bag.
Yeah, it is pretty
What are
weird,
they
isn't
doing?
it?
What demon are they
I'll
raising?
tell you what it's not. And you want to talk about a callback. Here comes a callback. It's no pentagram of kittens.
Accurate.
And then number 1, they have Haribo Gold Bears listed.
Oh, fuck you.
10 out of 10. And then when I see that, then I'm kind of like, now I don't know what to
This
think
list
anymore.
is false.
All right, fine. Let's go to Mash.
It says the red raspberry is rich and fruity. My ass, it all tastes like gummy.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I don't know. These might be from. Okay, this list is absolutely trash too, and I can tell you why. Because it's got those Smart Sweet ones on there. Have you ever had any of those?
You said
candies?
mashed. You're going with this time. Okay, let me pull it up.
All right.
Zero sugar.
It's made with like monk fruit or something like that.
Yeah, fuck off.
And I've had 3 of their different things because I heard Ron Funches talk about it because he loves gummy shit. And although the gummies he likes probably aren't sold in normal stores, you know what I'm saying? No, but he was talking about how those candies helped him when he's, been trying to lose weight. And I was like, oh, cool. Because I like gummy candies. If I could find a tasty gummy candy that's low or zero sugar, that would be awesome. And I tried them and I'm like, oh, they have this weird aftertaste to them. And it's the monk fruit or something like that they use to sweeten them with. And like this list, the first one they have listed is Joyride zero sugar ones. And I'm like, yeah, I bet they are using the same shit because the keto community loves monk fruit.
Do you remember when Haribo had zero sugar gummy bears and they made people shit their pants aggressively?
Yes. And that's also another reason why I'm afraid of trying zero sugar candies. But like they said with these Smart Sweets, they're like $5.99 for a 1.5 ounce bag. It's like a little tiny bag's like $5.
Yeah, piss off.
Fuck that.
By the way,
right?
This Dunkel smells amazing.
All right, good. The next one here they have is Lily's Gummy Bears Sweet Fruity Friends. These are Splenda ones, apparently.
What is this website?
This is just all sugar. Okay, here we go. Finally, the next one, dude. Great Value Gummy Bears. Apparently, Walmart knows how to get it done with the gummy bears.
Wow, maybe.
I still buy it.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. That says. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, it says they're trash. That's what it says. Walmart, whereas in summary, Walmart has more flavor and a more gummy-like consistency than most of the healthier bears, but this brand is still terrible. Okay, apparently these are the terrible ones. It's from worst to best.
Oh, okay, so we're on board still then.
Okay.
All right, so it all makes sense now.
All right. Dollar General's private brand, which is Sweet Smiles Gummy Bears. It said that it's not much better than the others.
They got a good glossy look to them, though.
Yeah. Says Kroger Gummy Bears. Says pleasurably gummy, and on the first bite has a decently full-bodied taste. This sounds just like me. Pleasurably gummy and full-bodied taste. Yeah. Says, Wow. It says the blue tastes like cotton candy, red resembled cherry. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. um, but yeah, says despite their initial strong flavor, many of these treats had an aftertaste that vaguely reminded us of sawdust. Jesus.
Wow. Way to go, Kroger.
Yeah. The next one has a picture that is oddly backwards, but it's Signature Select, which I forgot. I think that's the Albertsons
This was
ones.
taken in Australia. That's why it's backwards.
Could be, yeah. But yeah, so their top, so their top two picks are Haribo and Albanese.
Do you think in Australia they've got gummy koalas?
Oh, they should.
Oh, so the summoning circle ones are the best here, huh? Maybe they're summoning good flavor.
Oh, there's for sure gummy koala.
Hell yeah.
There should be. I mean, anyways, I'm not looking up any more lists, but it sounds like we're just out of luck unless we just buy these two brands. And Haribo, we both said we're
I mean, I'm not. I like the brand in general. Like sometimes I'll get that like variety. What's it called? The All-Star mix. Then you're like, this is cool. I get like a gummy worm and a bear and a cherry and I don't.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Yeah, those things that kind of look like asparagus. I don't know what they are, but they taste good.
I think they're asparagus.
Gummy asparagus.
No, they're just
asparagummies.
Yeah. Oh God.
Can you asparagummies? That's terrible.
No, I can't. That's terrible.
But yeah, for the most part, I'm just like I'll have to ask her for sure where she got those little mini dudes at, and then
yeah, for sure. Because if we can find those, I would for sure like to try those. In the meantime, if I go to the store anytime soon, maybe I'll look for that other that Albanese or whatever and grab a bag. Because I don't think I've ever had them.
Are you saying we need to get together and have Gummy Bear Showdown?
I think so. Yeah, that's the move. We'll get that. So we can grab a bag of Haribo just for science, and then grab those other ones, and then we can see if they hold up to the mini
Gummy Bear Showdown. I think this is a fun idea. Man, is it lame, but I love it. A couple grown-ass men sitting in a room eating gummy bears.
Yeah.
And analyzing them for science.
Yeah. Well, you see, I like the color of this one.
Yeah. But, this one looks like it has a dick.
Yeah. The mouth chew's a little weird.
This one's stuck in my molar. It's still there.
Do you think any of the brands of like the gummy dicks that are out there, do you think any of them are even decent tasting?
I mean,
wouldn't it be hilarious if those were the best like gummy
those are like the dark horse of the gummy world?
Yeah.
Just veiny gummy dicks. That's the brand. Veiny gummy dicks.
Yeah. Right. It's like, but it's not spelled like the word vein. It's more like their last name is veiny. It's like
like they're because they are vain. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man. Yep.
Watched Renfeld over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. It's you watched it?
Oh yeah, I watched it a while ago.
That's like that was a great role for Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And the violence was over the top and cartoonish.
Oh my.
And it's become it's on my list of like to go Halloween movies now. Because it was just fantastic.
Yeah. It was so much fun. We watched it twice. Like we watched it and then later on, like, weeks later, it was, it was still in I think it was Peacock at the time or whatever. And we watched it again.
Because that movie was just outrageous.
Yeah. And even with the over the top like gore and violence, like my mom loved it. Like she was laughing and enjoying that because it's so ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah. Like it's gory, but not in a way that you're just like, oh God, you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe they just did this.
Fuck did I just watch? Yeah. It was fantastic. Yeah, big fan. Glad we watched it finally.
Yeah. Good
stuff.
Oh
my God, so good. But it also made me realize this, because I've been so busy this month up until today at work.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I was filling out something, and I'm like, what is today's date? And I was just like, oh my God, it's the 22nd. I can't believe, like, Halloween's like a week away.
Yeah, it's
What
next
the
Tuesday, I
which,
think.
by the way, we
Yeah.
probably can't record next Tuesday because we always do a thing here. Yeah.
No, sorry, we
Yeah.
have to record Tuesday.
Today's Monday,
Sorry.
by the way. But yeah,
Right.
I can't believe like I haven't put out my Halloween shit. I put up my
Yeah.
lights in the porch, and that's all. I haven't bought candy. I haven't done shit.
Yeah, we haven't got candy yet either. I'll grab some this week probably.
It blew
but
my mind when I realized how late in the month
yeah,
it was already. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it's like a week away from November,
Oh,
basically.
don't
Yeah.
say no. And this morning it was like 30-some degrees.
Yeah, it was last night. I went outside for something. Oh, to set a bag of trash outside, and I was like, "Whoo, it's brisk out here."
I did bring in my outdoor plants though, my 2 hanging plants. Because
Yeah.
they're so cool. Like, I'm a big fan of both the plants. I'm like, I can't let these things die this winter. So I brought them
Yeah.
inside. Note to self: next time I'm gonna bring plants inside, I should probably soak them in water first. Pretty sure one of them has like an ant colony living in it. Which it's hanging from the ceiling. Figure that out, stupid. But
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna have to, because I put them on the kitchen table and then we went to bed. And I got up. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hang these on these hooks. And then like there was just like a handful of ants on the table, and then more kept appearing. And I'm like, oh, these guys were like out on missions, and now they're like, where's my home?
Yeah. Yeah, and like ant math, that's like that's like taking someone from California.
Yeah,
to, like,
yeah,
Maine.
exactly. Like I said, these guys were out like scouting, and they come back and they're like, wait, I know I lived here. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You fucked
I did.
their world
I did.
up.
So, whatever. It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all they can do is start worshiping
so.
you. Yeah.
I am their ant god.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
I can't believe it though. Also, dude, we've had this praying mantis hang out on our porch for like a week now.
Yeah. You got to put a no solicitor sign up outside. Tell the religious freaks to
dude,
fuck
it's
off.
like this big fucker. It's probably a she. She's big. And like I go out there one day, I was like, oh shit, praying mantis. It's like right on the railing. So as you're going like down the ramp, you're at eye level with it and shit.
Did you go like get into praying mantis style?
I probably want to fight.
I feel like you'll lose. Yeah.
But it's been out there for like over the weekend. It rained, and Michelle built like a little rain shelter for it, like using her armature that she uses to record, her painting. And she just did that in a Tupperware lid and put it over the dude. So it's still out there. I'm like, this dude, it's getting too cold. This dude's gonna die out here.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird though. He's just hanging out on the porch. Maybe we should get him a cigar and drink. Maybe.
I mean, that's what they're waiting for.
Be great if I could make like a little hat and just put it on his little head.
That would be fantastic. Put a little Zorax costume on it.
Exactly. That's actually that's what we named it.
Yeah,
of course.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zorak.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Need to record a video of it and then put some sound to it. From.
God damn it! That's a great idea. Why didn't I think about that? Just do like an extreme close up and make Zorak noises.
Yeah.
That's like that video writes itself. God damn, I'm an idiot.
Exactly.
Idiot.
It's all right. It's all right. Not everybody can have the full-bodied taste I have.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I don't know.
No, what else you got going on?
I was trying to think what I've watched this week, and I haven't really. I finally finished that Corner Gas show I had told you about that I was watching. After regular show, they had an animated series for a few years of the show, and I finished that up. There's a movie also that I haven't watched yet. So after that, then I've officially, finished up that series, and it's a really like kind of wholesome, fun show. Like there's nothing really offensive about it, but it's funny and everything. So it was a nice relaxing kind of watch. Like Fluffy Bunny Ash said, that it's Like it's kind of like that rainy day comfort show, you know, for her. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I finished that, and I actually this week, man, I was like, you know, normally I'm staying on top of the weekly shows like Loki and Gen V, and there's something else I'm forgetting. There's like 3 or 4 shows that are like, you know, show are on weekly right now, and I've already like fallen behind like a week on all of them, and so I gotta catch up on that kind of stuff. But
Okay. Can I was making this observation over the weekend. We're watching Our Flag Means Death. Terrific.
yeah, that's one of
Terrific
the
show.
other ones. Yeah, yeah, I'm an episode
But if you
behind
told
on that.
somebody, hey, HBO's got this pirate show. It's called Our Flag
Yeah.
Means Death. It's about this
Mhm.
gentleman pirate in Blackbeard. People would not
Yeah.
expect it to be as gay as it is.
No, you are,
And
you
I
are
think
correct.
it's terrific.
It's a great show. I love it. Yeah. You're right. I actually recently recommended it to somebody and I'm like, I don't even know how to sell this because I, no matter how you word it, it doesn't seem to do it the right level of justice.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a pirate show, but it's not a pirate show really. But it
Yes.
kind of is, you know. And like you said, there's a lot of gayness in it, which is fantastic. But there's also a lot of you know, I love how um I don't know how to word it. Like I love how they like talk things through like it's therapy and all this kind of shit, and they're all very aware of each other's feelings and space
Yeah,
and whatnot.
it's an odd, like anything that Taiki, Watiki, whatever, however you pronounce it,
Take out Waititi
Watusi,
or Waititi.
Fatusi. No, no, no.
No,
Tahiti, Jones.
close.
Anyway, anything he touches, I'm a fan of. That's why I wanted to watch the
Yeah.
show initially. And you know,
Same.
I mean, I like I have people I work with that would be like, oh, I can't watch this. Yeah,
Yeah, it's too woke for me.
But it's like
yeah.
I don't even. It's funny.
It's
you know?
really funny, and it's charming, and yeah, like
And it's like it's kind of like low key touching and stuff, and yeah, it's just a
yeah,
good show.
and like silly Spurler here, but when Buttons turns into a fucking bird, I, I laugh so.
Yes, although I miss him. I miss him as a character.
Oh, I do too. I do too. I assume he'll be back in some. I hope he's back as a bird.
I mean, that would be amazing.
I really hope he's. I hope he's back as a bird and talks to him. I hope that he doesn't come back.
I do miss him just like lurking. Like he just like come out of the like into the frame of his eyes all crazy.
He's so great. I love like when they're looking when they're in the antique place and Steve is talking to the one, and then he just turns around and he's like, "Ah!" and he's like, "Oh God, you're still here." But yeah, it's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
I love that show. The sad part is that I've heard that basically if it either way, it's got one, like if it gets picked up for one more season, that's going to be
Well,
the
I
end.
mean, it's
That's pretty much the plan. No matter what is that.
that's
that
see,
would
I'm
be the
fine
end.
with stuff like that because as much as I love like more content coming out, there's only so much you can squeeze out of it.
No, I agree. It's just sad because you kind of hate to, because you're enjoying it so much.
Bruh.
I'm not as big on the rewatch though.
Like IT Crowd had like what two maybe 3 seasons. Brilliant fucking show.
And I have watched that. I've probably watched that 5 times or so.
And it's just like every episode is great, and then it was done. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I said it's just sad that it looks like it's like the plan. I think they planned it at whatever 4 seasons or 3 seasons, whatever it was from the beginning. So, and it's like, first of all, it's got to get picked up for another season first. It hasn't, they haven't gotten that far
I finally
yet.
converted Leah too. I've been telling Leah for years now, you need to watch What We Do in the Shadows. So Leah stayed with us last weekend, and they were like, "So, Dad, guess I started watching." I go, "What?" what we do in the shadows, and I just looked at him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and Leah's just like, it's so good. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. Speaking of, there you go. Got the Leah shirt on, but
nice. See that that's in your like just a shirt you'd wear. Like it's not. It wasn't
oh
just a
no,
one and
it's I mean,
done.
yeah, of
You know.
course, it's in my rotation.
What would be really funny is if you wore that every
Oh
time
yeah,
they
I
came
should.
over. Like
Yeah.
every Friday or whatever. Like make sure you have it on.
Yeah. I haven't wore it when they're around in a while, so I'll have to pull it out next time they come over to play games. But
Right.
yeah, and then Leah's just like, I can't believe how many lines I've heard from the show just from TikTok, because everyone takes the
Yeah.
audio, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
because it's
It's
great.
real funny. There's a lot
Yeah.
of great lines in it. Yep.
So I'm happy that they finally listened to their smart dad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough sometimes because you hear somebody tell you enough times and then you're like, whatever, it can't be that good. Like eventually you're just like, and you finally give in. And sometimes it's like, oh God, why did I
Yeah.
fight this for so long?
See, I don't understand when my like, especially when Leah's like doesn't watch something I recommend, because we have basically the same sense of humor.
Yeah, it really similar. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah. That'd be like me doing the same thing on a comedy. But like if you tell me it's good and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
whatever.
no way I'm gonna like this.
Oh God.
What do you're my uncool
Yeah,
dad.
that's what I do,
you know?
bruh.
Yeah, that's
Not
fair.
gonna lie, I'm looking forward to Gummy Bear Showdown.
Excellent. I kind of want to grab some of the like Kroger brand and stuff that the couple of them said were trash.
I say we load up, bro.
Because those are, I mean, they're cheap. They're like $1.50 or $2 for a bag. They're not anything
I
crazy.
might look on
so
Amazon and see if there's any weird gummy bears.
it would be funny to get some from
Yeah,
like
right.
Japan or something. Like, we've got some weird ass flavors. Like, oh, fried chicken gummy bears.
Like, hell yeah. Now we're talking.
Delicious.
I hope you like shrimp paste, Brian.
No. One of my guys in a Twitter group I'm in just went to the UK and sent us a picture and he was like, these are the best crisps in the UK and they're like shrimp ones. And I'm like, I just can't with the shrimp flavored stuff. Like I
Are
just
they
called
can't. Scripts?
No.
Scrisps?
Yeah, that's just too much to work.
It's hard.
Work there.
Hard to
I don't think so. Yeah. Ah, man. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really watched a whole bunch this week other than football and such. So yeah. I haven't even watched I fell behind on wrestling even this week. I've been going to bed earlier because basically what I've been doing the last, I don't know, 5 days or so is like when I wake up, if I'm pretty much awake, is I'm just getting up. And then, when I get tired at night, I just go to bed. Like I don't try to really fight it and everything. So I've been going to bed at around like 1:30 and waking up at like 11.
I mean, it seems like it seems
Now,
like
I'm
it's
not sleeping.
shifting more towards a standard schedule.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm hoping to do is slowly kind of nudge it back to where I normally am so that I can hit my normal sleep range. So I'm getting closer. So yeah, but a lot of times when I watch stuff is usually like I'll go in my room at like 2 in the morning and I'll watch stuff until like 7, but I've been falling asleep when I've been going in, so I haven't really been watching any of my stories.
Stories.
Yeah. So I gotta figure out where to fit those back in. Yeah. So but yeah, you and I jumped on last week, played a little Saints Row, which we don't need to get full on in Saints Row for a 4th week, but definitely.
Yeah, I am going to say one thing about it, and we can leave it alone whenever we want. I think I've become a converted fan.
Yeah, I've enjoyed.
It still has some major hang-ups sometimes,
Sure.
But
Yeah.
for the most part, like, you know, I've got it in my head. Goddamn, I've got it in my head now where I'm like, well, I need to beat this game now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fully my intention too, is whether it's through co-op or, playing a little extra on my own or whatever, it's for sure, uh, something I want to do now. So yeah, that's been a good time. Um, I haven't even really logged on and done my daily stuff in GTA much this week, or any of the stuff like that. And part of me kind of, I kind of want to, like, same with the games on my phone. I still do my daily stuff, and part of me almost wants to deliberately break that cycle for a little while, just because it feels like an addiction otherwise,
Yeah,
right?
that's fair.
Like, but I was, yeah, I had therapy on Thursday, I think it was, and yeah, it was Thursday because I got my flu shot Thursday also, and that really didn't. It made me a little tired. That was it. I mean, I was a little tired like later
Mm-hmm.
in the day Thursday. That was basically it. After that, I was fine. So I was like, cool. No ass kicking from uh from it this year. Last year, it kicked my ass a little bit for like a day. But it's I had a really, really good therapy session, kind of changed how I do my therapy a little bit. What the hell is going on in your place?
People walking the halls, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. But yeah, so I talked to her about some of the stuff that I've mentioned in the last couple weeks on here that have really been bothering me, and uh, I had a really good talk about that. Kind of like, she was like, "Well, let me think on it, and then we'll talk again, in a couple weeks or whatever." I'm like, "Cool." Found out, the reason she had to cancel last time was actually that her dad passed
That
away.
sucks.
So yeah, after my appointment was over, we talked for a few minutes about that, and I kind of gave her some like, hey, watch out for this and this kind of thing.
Did you hand her the official Welcome to Dead Dad Club badge?
No, I did tell her about how we, have done that
Yes.
with plenty of people where we'll, welcome to Dead Dad Club. And she laughed. She goes, "Oh my God." She's like, "I feel so bad laughing about it." I'm like, "No, because it's not said in a disrespectful way at all. It's like, hey, we all
Yeah.
share this. Like, welcome to the club. You're not alone." Like, it really is more of we're being sincere-ish
That's the
about it.
best way to put it. Sincere-ish. Of
Yeah, but we're also having a little fun with it because it
course it
sucks really
does. Yeah.
bad, but it's how,
Yeah.
gallows humor. It's what we do.
Exactly.
So
That's all we know.
yeah. So yeah, she was telling me she'd been watching videos that she had of him, and I'm so happy for you that you have videos of him. I was like, I would absolutely kill for videos
Oh
of my
yeah, for
dad.
sure. Sucks to
So
be old.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, sucks to suck. So what can you do? But so it was kind of nice, having that chat a little bit too and everything. It was weird because that's still your, like, you still want to have the respect of therapist patient situation, but also it was like, you you can't tell me you lost your dad and I can't, and not have me sympathize a little bit. Like, we're gonna bond a little over something like that. you know so but yeah, that's always
Oh
stinky
yeah.
pants to hear that's happened to
Yeah.
somebody. But what are you gonna do? We're similar in age, so it's like, yeah. And,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Sad
that's
but true.
life.
It's gonna happen to everybody at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Sure
it's
seems
it's
anyway.
not a
Yeah,
very
but
exclusive club, is it?
it's really not, unfortunately. Yeah, I really wish, it were more exclusive than it is. People wouldn't have to go through it, but unfortunately, yeah, the doors are
Yes,
always open,
yes.
basically.
Always accepting new members.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
What are you
What
gonna
are you gonna
do?
do, right? So, it's funny. Last week I was like, hey, how about my
Oh, I
Detroit
know.
Lions?
Yeah.
Oh, boy, did
Oh
they lay an
boy.
egg this week? They look terrible. I felt like I was watching a game from like 5 or 6 years ago of the Lions. Like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah,
Lions
like, oh, I
football,
remember
right?
this.
Oh, like, well, it was bound to happen. But whew, I did not expect it to be such an ass kicking. But yeah, what can I say? Lamar Jackson's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, that's
You know,
fair.
so yeah, that's been basically it. I haven't really done a whole lot because money's been a little tight for everything here because like it hit like my mom's birthday is next. Well, what 3 days from now? Actually, it's this week. I was gonna say next week, but it's actually this week, and we're all gonna get together this weekend at my sister's house, I guess, to celebrate a
Nice.
little bit. I guess the thought is that like each person, like my siblings, are each gonna like make chili, and there's gonna be like I don't know if it's an official like chili contest or what's
I
going
mean,
on,
that's
but
fun.
there's gonna be a bunch of chili apparently. Actually, that reminds me, I need to contact my sister and be like, hey, I'm not making chili, but do you want me to bring other like accoutrement? You know,
It's
so
like
things to go with
I'm
the
not
chili,
making chili,
basically.
but I will blow up your bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's kind of the other side of it is I'm like, I really don't want to sit over there and eat a
Yeah,
bunch of chili,
exactly.
but also, I mean, I'm for sure going to try everybody's
Somebody turns
chili,
into Blazing Saddles.
Oh, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. And it's supposed to get cold toward the weekend, unfortunately. So it's not going to be fun
Hey,
outside, but hey,
you
what are
you
you going
run
to do?
hot, you'd be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's
Feel
true.
like that one time. I can't remember, but I don't think like you or because I was married at the time. Anybody was with me, but I was at like a Kelly and Dan party, and I brought
Yeah.
cigars, and it was like 20 degrees outside, and I'm just like, because I was just kind
Yeah,
of
it
like
sounds.
sick of hanging out inside, you know.
Yeah. Well, I did. I actually, that's what I do a lot of times. Like if I go to my family's Christmas Eve thing, is because usually I get kind of claustrophobic, essentially, or really anxious. Is I'll go stand outside for lengths of time. So I'll be standing outside and it's like
Now,
freezing
see,
cold,
Brian,
and
I'm not advocating you get into smoking cigars, but it's a perfect
right,
excuse
right.
to get away for an hour.
Well, that's what a lot of like that's why a lot of times when I go outside, other people will come out there because some of my family still smokes, so they'll go outside for a smoke, and I just stand out there and talk with them for a little bit or whatever, because and I'm just like I just need some fresh air and open space basically because things are
Yeah,
just getting
yeah,
too
a little too
cramped for
nutty
my
in there,
style.
y'all.
Yeah, which is fine. I figured out they know why. At this point, they don't think anything of it. Like they don't. At first, they thought I was doing it to like avoid them, but I've openly talked about it with them and said, hey, no, sometimes I just have to go find some space because things get too cramped for me, and
Exactly.
whatever. So, or like this weekend, it'll be like, listen, man, head to as T used to say, let off
Yeah,
some steam.
exactly. The old let off some steam.
Yeah, so I think it is it's a cool idea though, to do something like that.
Yeah,
So we'll see. I'll
see,
next week.
my family doesn't do shit like that. Although I don't have a ton of siblings.
We really don't either. So it's actually kind of different that we are, years ago we did a thing where like once a month we'd get together and uh like we'd make either everybody would kind of make something, almost like a potluck situation, or we would be like, hey, I'm gonna make tacos, you bring this kind of thing, and then we would all get
See,
together.
I love the idea of a chili cook-off. I might have to like
Yeah,
before my parents run south, away from the
yeah,
incoming winter death. I should be like,
yeah,
Mom, we need to do a chili cook-off party at your house.
yeah,
Because I like stuff like that. But my family, same reason. Like I mean, I'll get into the life-changing food I had.
all right,
I had dinner with maybe my soon-to-be brother-in-law again. Maybe I don't know,
okay,
and my
all right,
sister, because we were like we've never done a family vacation when everyone goes and the kids
yeah,
all go and get like a cabin or
right,
something. So we're trying.
right. See how many come
Yeah,
back
yeah, yeah.
alive.
So we were
Yeah,
trying to we're trying to plan something like that. But it's like you know
Can I suggest Crystal Lake? I hear they have some
Oh my
amazing
God,
cabins
they're
up
best.
there.
Their trees so good to
Yeah.
smash a sleeping bag against. But yeah, like my parents aren't getting any younger. I want to do more shit
Yeah.
with them,
Yeah.
but they're always like, "Oh, we're
Yeah.
going, see ya."
Yeah.
Jerks.
It's like we've dealt with all your shit
Yeah,
for years.
exactly.
Peace out, homies.
I like the idea of doing
Yep.
a chili cook-off though. That's a cool idea. I'm
Yeah.
stealing this, Brian.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see how different they are. Because I figure somebody's gonna get
Oh
stupid
yeah,
with spice.
somebody will.
There'll at least be one that's gonna be like a 12
course.
alarm chili that I'm gonna smell and be like, I can't even smell that, or my stomach's gonna just
Right.
destroy itself. So I'm curious to see how this turns out. I mean, I guess I could make chili. It's not like it's out of my realm of doing. I could really blow the lid off of it and just take like a white chili or something that nobody would
exactly.
probably
Fuck
be
up
expecting.
people's minds, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I'll just make a whole bunch of like chili for hot dogs. And that's it. Just
chili dogs. What?
No dogs, just the chili.
Just the classic like Cincinnati meat sauce, basically.
Yeah. Like it goes on anything. Put it on a sandal, put it on a plate, whatever.
I mean,
you're good.
Speaking of meat sauce, I talked to you and Cheeto about this, but when I went out to dinner with my parents, Jesus Christ, my sibling, we went to Inky's, which you're familiar with because your papa's body shop was right there, and it's an
also Toledo, and
it's an Italian joint that's been open since like the 50s in Toledo. It's not exactly in the greatest part of town now. But no, whatever.
Sure isn't. Family owned the whole time, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, it's still family owned.
I thought it was.
They're known for their pizza, but everything there's good. It's just like classic American Italian, right?
Right.
But so I'm like, I'm gonna get a pizza because I haven't had Inky's pizza in forever.
Dude, it's been so long since I've had one.
I'm looking at the specialties, and just the Inky's special was onion, mushroom, meatball, meat sauce. And I'm like, what? I'm like, well, I got to try this. And sure as shit, instead of pizza sauce, it was like their pasta meat sauce. And it was so good.
That's such a brilliant freaking idea. I can't believe I haven't seen that somewhere else. I'm like, at normal pizza places, I can understand it. But a place that does like Italian and pizza, I'm surprised I haven't seen that on the menu. It
seems like such a pro move. And it was so good.
Yeah. Now, the real question is, when you have pizza night at home, I mean, are you doing some meat sauce to put on the pizza?
I might.
Because it's not like it's hard to make meat sauce. Or you can buy meat sauce.
And I mean, to be fair, their meat sauce, their sauce is just good. Like we got the Inky bread, has a big cup of sauce, and the sauce is just good.
Oh, dude. I used to love, like, my dad used to get mad at me because he'd give me money to go over there and get food. And usually I would just go get a pizza or something, or spaghetti or something like that, or a chicken parm, And most of the time it was pizza, though. And I go over there sometimes to just get that bread, and he'd come over and be like, "Did you just get bread?" Like, yeah.
Dude, Inky bread.
And he'd be like, "You need, like, other, like, real sustenance here." And I'm like, "Listen, bread
like, it has tomato. We're good."
Yeah, like, yeah. Yeah, it's got veggies.
But the thing that made it, because I got a small, because I'm like, I didn't know how big their smalls were. And if it didn't have the meat sauce, I would have crushed the whole pizza. But it was so filling that I ate like half of it, and then I took ate the other half for my lunch the next day. But
on the way home. Oh, okay.
Man, dude, it was so good. I just like
I bet if you were over there and you were like, "Listen, I'm gonna do pizza night at home with my kids. Can I just get like a vat of your sauce?" They'd probably be like, "Not a problem."
Yeah, family secret.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean they'll sell it to you. Yeah. I'm sure if you were just like, "I just need a vat of sauce," I could get it. Because didn't Cheeto mention? I think the place he works for, like, people buy their sauce. I think, don't
I
they?
think so. I'm
Or
sure he
something like that?
can let us know. Yeah.
He'll let us know for sure. Yeah.
Because now I wonder too, because over on Monroe Street is Bene and Corvina or whatever, and in Corvina is Inky. It's the brothers. The brothers had an argument. They opened up a separate restaurant. I kind of wonder if they have a similar pizza on their menu.
I mean, there's only one
What
way
are
to
you saying,
find
Brian?
out.
We got to go get some pizza.
I'm saying we might have to go get some pizza. Yeah. For science.
Man, I told you, though, I've only been in that place once, and they had a cool little bar, and I was like, I could see you and I sitting there having pizza and having a couple beers, enjoying life.
Yeah. Right. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, it was so fucking good.
Let me sell a kidney real quick, and then we can go. Whoever we catch on the way. I gotta sell it.
I got a guy
there. You know, I got a guy. You know,
I got a guy. Oh yes.
That sounded so good though when you said it. Man, you and Cheeto fucking killed me this weekend, man. Cheeto sent that picture of those pies from the place he was at, and then you're telling me about that. And dude, I haven't had pizza and it's been too long. I'm fiending, and it's like I got like a Red Baron frozen in the freezer that I might get after tonight just because it'll kind of hit the spot.
Take the edge off.
Well, usually what I do, I buy the like 4 cheese one. Then I've been like chopping up some like sandwich ham and like green pepper and onion when I put it in there to kind of elevate the pizza a little bit. Yeah. And it turns out pretty good. So it's, it's still not the same as going and getting a real pizza somewhere though, and I haven't done that in a while. That sounds
there's something tasty about like delivery pizza's good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but there's something about like going to a place that, hey, we do pizza. And that pie comes out of the back like hot and fresh and
Yeah. Well, yeah, because otherwise there's so many places around here like that too that like going to VI or even up the street to Mancino's. I mean, the problem there is they've gotten so damn expensive. But man, you get one of their pizzas like fresh from that oven, it's so good. Once it starts cooling down, it's not anywhere near as good. But when it's fresh out of that oven, where it's gonna like the cheese is just gonna like stick to your tongue and absolutely annihilate your palate.
I'm just gonna say this though: there is no other pizza experience in our area like the Village Idiot. This dank bar, and there's literally a pizza wizard that you go to a special hole in the wall. And I don't know if it's still the same because it's been a while since I've been there, but it used to be you pay him cash separately from your other bill.
Right. Almost like you're in a world that doesn't exist on the other side of the wall.
And I mean, it literally looks like this guy sleeps under a bridge and then gets up and makes pizza.
Yeah. Right. And he goes and visits a friend of his and they go on adventures.
Yeah. Like, that elvish door when the moonlight hits it and it opens? That's how he gets to his pizza oven. Because he looks like a wizard. If he's still alive. Because he was pretty old last time I was there too.
Yeah. Well, he's probably 500 or 600.
That's true. He's immortal.
For a wizard, he's
true.
young.
That's true.
They call him rookie around
but
the wizard
camps. But there is no experience like that. The first time I went, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, can I get pizza? And they're like, what? You got to go talk to that guy. I'm like, huh? Oh, okay.
And he has to choose you. You have to answer riddles, and
it is a whole experience. But the pizza's
you have to fight off some boogers.
But the pizza's so good.
Yeah, when you took me there, I had never been there, and it was such an experience. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, I'll always remember it because I still can't.
Yeah,
taste
I still
things.
have scarification on my mouth from that like meatball or whatever got lodged up there.
We fucking ruined our mouths that night on pizza, but it was so worth it.
So good.
I hate how good pizza tastes when it's like blazing hot. When the cheese has got that pull, and it's like, I want to be able to eat it right here because this is like peak flavor. But also our stupid weak mouths just don't let us because it's so it's
hot. Like you take a bite, and you're like chugging beer real quick.
The move is to do what Homer did in the chili cook-off episode of The Simpsons, which is drink candle wax to coat your mouth.
Naturally. That's what we like to call a pro move.
Yeah. Oh, man. Jeez, we just need to open a pizza and hey Cheeto, open a your own pizza and beer place so Tony and I can come.
Well,
I don't know,
first you
just
got to
live
move
there,
to Toledo. I can't
Yeah,
commute
that's
that
true.
far. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I could live like where he lives either. I think I need. It's so weird that I just keep looking at Toledo and think big
Mm,
city, you know.
yeah.
But it's like it's such a weird place because you forget how big Toledo is until you
Right.
leave it. Well,
Yeah.
unless you
You
go to
go
like
to a much
Chicago or
larger
something.
city.
What I mean? Yeah, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like you go to a smaller city and you're like, oh yeah, Toledo's actually a decent sized
Yeah.
city, and like I don't think I could go smaller than Toledo. I think it'd feel
I
weird
agree.
to me. So I feel like I'd be moving back to like, Amish times or something.
We
So
would be.
yeah. I mean, it depends. I mean, if you hit the notes for me, like you got good pizza, a nice taco place. I mean, I'm not hard to please.
That's always my hang up because like we go driving through small towns. You're like, I bet you small town life rules, but then it's like, well, there's a bar.
Yeah,
There's
everything's closed at like 8
a
o'clock
restaurant.
at night. Yeah.
And it's like, and if that bar
That's
or
why
that
I said
restaurant sucks, then it's over,
well, and it's funny because that's where it's interesting too, because like you remember I've talked on here before, like I'll talk with my friends that are in California and they'll be like 4 a.m. and they're like, oh man, yeah, I'm at a taco truck getting some fucking tacos after the bar. And I'm like, God, I hate you. It's like there's nowhere here to get 4 a.m. tacos. I mean, there is now probably with that overnight
They don't have
joint, but
tacos.
for the most part, yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like there's no 4 a.m. taco
No.
trucks in Toledo. There are a lot of taco trucks in Toledo now, which at the time there were not, but now there's like
I think
1,000 of them.
4 a.m. food is a hot weather climate thing. Because that very much like vacations in Florida was very much like, oh, it's 3 a.m. Oh, thank God, a hot dog cart. I'm starving.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, and like you said, like half the year here, you can't do any business because nobody's standing outside in winter for tacos or whatever the food is. Because
I've seen a lot of the food trucks in the Toledo food truck page talking about like, hey, we only got a few more weekends left and we're shutting her down for,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't blame them. I would too, because like I said, it's like who's standing outside. I mean, think about all the times like when we close the bar, we're coming out of the bar at 2 a.m. or whatever, and it's like it'd be like it's too fucking cold to stand outside for
not
a hot
where we
dog or
live.
taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Fuck
saying.
that.
Through the summer,
Oh yeah,
sure,
exactly. In the summer, it's beautiful. So
yeah, and there are different food trucks now that are staying open late at some of the places, but a lot of them are only open till like 8 or 10, which I get, but also it's like the best time to want that kind of food is fresh out of the bar. Like when 2 o'clock, it's like I'm hungry. This is why Taco Bell gets so much business.
Yes, exactly.
Like give me real tacos or burritos, man. It's like I'm so jealous of the people in California for that. Because I see my friends and they post pictures of the damn burritos, and I'm like, oh, I hate you.
You sons of bitches.
I walked out of the bar at closing time. There's nothing like that here, really. It's like we got to go to like Big Boy or IHOP or Waffle House. Which, listen, I'm not slandering Waffle House, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, if I want a taco or a burritos, it's like,
yeah. As far as I know, none of the Mexican joints stay open late.
No, it's like I gotta go to Taco Bell. Yeah. That's the closest I can get. That's way inferior.
Like I'm kind of disappointed how early the place up the road from me closes sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. That's what I said. It's like I don't think I could step it down even further to where I've been in. God, I mean, not that where Cheeto lives is this bad that I'm aware of anyway, but it's like I've been through some small towns when we used to do flea markets, and man, everything was done at 8 o'clock. Like once dinner was over, everybody locked up, and it was like, yo, we're rolling through here at 9:30 at night, and we're lucky if we can find like a vending machine with some food, because even the gas stations are closed. Like you can't even go, well, let's hit the gas station.
Roller dogs.
Roller dogs or something, like, or some Lunchables or something from the, cold case, like, or, nothing, because they're already closed up. Like, well, there's a Walmart about 45 minutes from here.
Motherfucker, I'm hungry now, and I'm hammered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there's no traffic, so
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
to worry
true.
about hitting anybody. Yeah, I don't miss those days, man. We did that so many times where we'd roll into a city or a town, and we'd roll into a town, and it's literally the old one stoplight town, and it's like, oh, there is nothing here, and be like, we'd be lucky if there was a gas station open, and as far as like to get gas, they didn't really have any food. It was like those small town gas
Oh yeah,
stations,
for sure.
Maybe they have some chips, and
Yeah,
that's about all I
some
got.
Jack Links. Been
Yeah.
sitting up on the shelf since like 1986.
Yeah. Yep. Hit that, and hope you can make it to another town that's got a little bit more of a selection or something. Yeah, we learned early on in that it was like we for sure, like if we're going through and we're gonna end up near small towns, it's like we got to take like
Yeah, you gotta have
sandwich
provisions.
fixings with. Yeah. So you learn, but still, it's like it disappointed me when the one place that's not too far from me here that used to deliver pizza till 4 a.m. when they closed, and it became a different pizza place, but they closed at like 10 o'clock or
bullshit.
whatever. And out to Domino's, and they're for sure closed at like 10 o'clock. And it's like I think the latest pizza place around me now is like midnight, which is pretty decent. Most of the time that gets it done.
See,
But,
there's a market for this. That's why that night owl diner I think is still open, because they're open to like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yep. Dude, so many people have got to stagger out of the 19th hole over to that place.
We're such a fucking dump, but yes.
Actually, maybe not, because a lot of the people who go to the 19th hole are probably
old-timers.
Like they're not going to want to pay the prices of that place.
I'm over here trying to drink my old style. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying $12 for a burger. Yeah.
Hole. What a dump.
Yeah. It's such a dump. Yeah, obviously, for those who don't know, we've talked about it before, but it's been
around forever.
Bar.
It's shit.
And it's a neighborhood. It's a neighborhood bar, and the only reason I ever went in there was they used to have all beers were like $2, and that was before craft beers were a thing. But it was like Heineken's, Coronas, all those beers were like $2, and at the time, everywhere else used to charge like a premium on those beers. They were like $3 versus $2 for domestics. So, the people I hung out with love Corona. So that, it's like, hey, we can drink Coronas for $2 here. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm drinking, Bud Light or whatever, probably. So, but still $2 was
substantially cheaper than anywhere else.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to go there for that.
For funsies, we should go to the 90 full someday. Come on.
No,
come on. Just for some field reporting. Yeah.
We could. Yeah, it's going there.
Yeah, just go in there, have one, and leave.
Yeah, go then.
There's
go
a couple dive bars we could hit. Have you ever been to Timberwolves?
That sounds familiar, but I don't think
I've only known about it because my parents asked me about it.
Right,
of course he does. It's in a neighborhood right by Whitmer. Yeah,
it is.
Like I drove by it once picking up Leah from school, and I'm like, "Is that a fucking bar?" And I got
Huh. Okay.
I know. I guess it's been there forever, and it's like.
It's like I've heard of it, but I have no clue.
It's
like
literally
if you said you know
in a
where
neighborhood.
it is,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Weird.
All right, fair enough.
Anywho, I had a tea party also this weekend. I did, Brian.
Oh, did you?
We drove up to beautiful Tipton, Michigan on Saturday, because there's a park up there. It's called the Hidden Lake Gardens, and it's a drive-through park, which is cool. Nice. And it's got all these roads that wind up and down through the Irish hills of Michigan, and the leaves were on point. And they got cool, like conservatories with like different biomes and shit. It was cool.
Right.
Yeah, we've been there before, but we wanted to go look at the leaves, and we picked like the perfect weekend. Yeah, the leaves are beautiful. But on the way back, going through another small town. This is a small town I could live in. Would be Tecumseh, Michigan. Yeah, because it's it's like artsy, and there's a brewery, and there's good food,
I think there's enough different stuff there that that it doesn't have that one stoplight.
Yeah, they got a thing going on, especially like in downtown.
Right. Yeah.
But there's a tea store that Michelle loves. It's called the
Yeah, right,
British Tea Pantry. And it's owned by these British ladies and they're twins. They're
Sounds
very
British.
nice. But we
Yeah.
we stopped in there because she wanted to buy tea, and they were doing lunch. So I was like, well, fuck it, let's have lunch, right? And it was a full blown tea party, Brian.
So you became Mrs.
Basically,
Nesbit. Yeah.
like we
Put on the fancy
like
hats and
like we had
gloves.
a we had a pot of tea, which I'm not a huge tea fan, but I can drink it. But I think
Yeah.
when it's like fresh like that or whatever, like I don't know,
Okay.
it tasted good. I don't know,
Right.
but yeah, the food was on point. Although here's what I've discovered:
Was it like finger sandwiches and
they
stuff,
had a
or
full
like
like I got a
something?
beef pasty.
Oh,
Yeah, and
wow. Okay.
it came with that and this apple slaw that was fucking amazing. Yeah,
Okay. That sounds all right. Yeah.
Michelle got it was called the Maiden's Lunch, and it was like cheese, or I'm sorry, it was brie and fruit and ciabatta, and it looked really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Yeah, that
it was
sounds all right.
we'd split a dessert. It was a nice little thing, right? But
Yeah.
I've discovered though that tea drinking is not for big dudes because I
Not
got big
really. Not
paws.
well. I would say it's not so much the tea drinking isn't as
The
much as it's
utensils.
the the stuff. Yeah, the cups or the mugs or not mugs, but the teacups and such are
Yes,
typically
because they bring you
dainty.
out like everything's served on china, and you got the fine little this teacup and a saucer and a pot, and
Right. You're ham
yeah,
fisting
like
all
I
of
can
it.
put like a finger in my teacup. I had to, like two fingers fit in the teapot. I'm like, what is this? Like this is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, do you have any of this stuff from Giants?
Yeah, it felt so bizarre. But then it was weird because
Yeah.
the owner came over and she's like, are you guys been here before? You look so familiar. It's been like a year. I'm like, yeah, actually we have.
You're like, yeah, we robbed you last time that you pulled a gun on her. Speaking of,
But yeah, the place is pretty cool. I mean, they're nice people. So, I like keeping the money as local as I can. So
sure.
I'll
Yeah.
support people like that. But hey, I had a tea party, Brian.
Well,
I
aren't
know,
you
right?
fancy?
I know.
Jeez. But it's not one. Yeah, it's at least a place that's not like I forgot what show I was watching, and they scheduled a thing at this tea house, and you have to like dress up for it. Like they've got like a code, like a
Oh,
dress code. Man, they have a jacket and yeah, all this stuff. So, and I was like, holy shit, and it's very very high end type stuff. So it's like, yeah, that I wouldn't
no,
do, but
it was just like a nice
whatever.
casual lunch with a pot of tea,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it
that sounds
was.
all right though. I mean, I'm not a tea drinker either, but I'm sure I
Well,
could figure something out. I just have some
it's
hot
like I
water or
treated it
something.
like beer. Like I was like, all right. Well, I made a mistake the first time. I just put honey right in it. And I was like, oh, I got to
Yeah,
try it without anything. I'm sorry, I said
right.
beer. It's like coffee. I'm looking at my beer. It's like coffee.
Yeah,
I always drink it first black and then I adjust it, Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And the tea we got was quote unquote the champagne of teas. This is no
Oh,
high life.
it's Miller. It'd be funny. You just see him pouring a Miller Light or a High Life. I mean, in a in the thing.
The champagne of teas.
I see you ordered the champagne of teas.
Man, I can't remember where the hell I was just at. They had High Life, and it made me really happy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was
What?
Inky's. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
That
yeah, they
sounds
got High
right.
Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, naturally.
Naturally, right? So I saw that they announced the finalist for the Toy Hall of Fame this year.
Toy Hall of Fame, eh?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
usually talk
yeah.
about this stuff if we happen to notice it. Well, first of all, they've got a thing that one of these items from what they call the Forgotten Five is going to be voted in by the public, basically. And actually, the voting ends tomorrow, so the 24th of October. So um, but these are ones that have been finalists previously, but that didn't make it, right? And this year, the ones are the pogo stick, the Fisher Price corn popper, My Little Pony, Pez dispensers, and Transformers. And I figure you and I, it's probably a windmill slam easy choice for both of us.
Yeah.
That it's Transformers.
I was gonna say the popcorn popper.
Yeah, I thought about going My Little Pony. Yeah. I'm curious to see. I figure Transformers will probably win. So. But also, it's like you could easily make a case really for any of them. I mean, they are all should be Hall of Fame toys,
for sure.
Really. I don't know that I really consider Pez dispensers toys personally, but whatever.
Yeah, those are
obviously
candy dispensers.
Them for years. Yeah, I mean, I've collected them for years, but I've never ever. Well, I take that back. When I was a little children's, I had one that was a truck that I used to play with my Hot Wheels. So that was probably the last time I saw a Pez dispenser as a toy. So from there, they've always just had candy in them, or I've just collected them because of
pogo
the characters.
Stick and fuck off.
Never had a pogo stick. I don't even know if I've ever been. I've
definitely
a pogo stick.
Definitely been on one.
Yeah,
but I've never had any urge to be like, man, like after, like, oh, I need one of these at home.
Yeah, I mean, the coolest part about a pogo stick is how many people have gotten hurt on them. I mean, that tells you that it's a quality toy. Because the more people hurt on it, probably the more quality of the toy.
My favorite's when you see someone there on it, and then they hit like that weird crack in the sidewalk. It just launches them at like a 30-degree angle.
Yeah. Or they eat the thing.
Oh, God.
Just the parts of it right in the fucking teeth. Oh, I've seen that a few times. That's a rough go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. The corn popper for sure, man. As a little kid, apparently I played with that thing like crazy.
Corn popper was the shit.
Hell, I still get the thing out and pretend I'm vacuuming with it now,
Like, what are you doing, Brian?
Vacuuming, duh. That's what I did as a kid, though, is I was mimicking my mom vacuuming with the corn popper thing. But, obviously, you play with it as a kid because it's got colors and it makes sound.
Things explode in it and shit.
So, yeah. My Little Pony never did anything for me, but I can for sure see how it actually surprises me it's not already in the Hall of Fame, because those things have been popular for freaking years. I mean, they're still popular.
Now it's kind of in a weird way, but yeah.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, but still, and obviously Transformers. Transformers were like, I remember as a kid seeing them for the first time, and I'm like, wait, I get two toys out of one basically
for sure.
way. Because I get this cool like jet that also becomes a whiny bitch of a robot. Or this one turns into a gun.
Not anymore.
Not anymore though, for sure. Yeah. Or obviously, the one I could never. I mean, I never really had many Transformers. The ones I had were always small ones because they were cheaper. They were too expensive. But still, I'm surprised that Transformers aren't in the Hall of Fame. I figured this is
I know I've talked about it on the podcast before, but nothing hurt my feelings more than that one Christmas. You rip open wrapping paper, you see that Transformers, and then you continue ripping, and it was the fucking microscope guy.
Oh. You're like, oh, this is the one that's always on the
I
shelf.
got the nerd of the Transformer world. God damn it. Transform into a nerd device.
Yep. It's like, and I can't even use it as a real telescope.
Exactly.
Oh, man. So they also announced the regular finalists. And 3 of these, I think it's 12 things, will get picked to be in. Okay. So the first one is baseball cards, which I don't see baseball cards as a toy, but I guess like here's where it's a toy. My parents used to like shoot marbles for baseball cards, and then or people back in those days would like stick them in the spokes of their bike.
Archaic.
I know, right?
We shot some marbles, see?
Yeah. But it's the truth, they'd shoot marbles for them and whatever. But I don't know. I've never seen that as a toy. It's a collectible, but I've never seen it as a toy.
I mean, I think when I was, a kid, I bought some sports cards, probably honestly because you were into them. I was like, oh, but
I'm
I
big
want to
time
be
into
into
'em,
it
yeah.
too. But I never looked
Yeah.
at it like, I can't wait to go home and play with these.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it
That's my
was more
point.
like,
Yeah,
I'm going to put
that's
these in a box and I might look at
yeah,
them occasionally.
right. Exactly. Yeah. So, but anyway, the next one is
Okay.
Battleship.
Not going to lie. Always loved
Like,
Battleship.
yeah, I played so much Battleship with my siblings growing up, and I love that game. I used to love playing it so much. The problem is always that, there's always some asshole that's got to
Here's
cheat.
my favorite thing. Do you have the Museum of Play website pulled up? Is that what you're looking at? Okay. I got it up
Yes.
too
Yes.
for our eventual YouTube viewers once I figure this out.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this Battleship is it's like, come on, son, let's play Battleship. And if you look in the background, mom and daughter are doing the dishes.
Oh my God, you're right. I didn't even see that.
What
Wow.
the fuck?
Didn't know. My favorite thing is from the graphic standpoint of this is you notice how the kid has the red box, but he has the blue shirt, and dad has the red shirt with the blue box. So you have that contrast across the thing because red and blue are also in the logo colors.
Fortunately for everybody, mom knows her place.
Yeah. Wow. That's terrible.
You've never saw that before? Oh,
I never
God.
paid attention to it.
Like I'm one of those weirdos that looks at the backgrounds of like everything.
I usually do. I just scrolled right past it though. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Speaking of things being archaic. Shit. All right. The next one is Bingo.
Oh.
Which, according to this, Bingo is descended from a lottery game first played in Italy around 1530.
Really?
Yeah. What I love about the box for this one is it says Bingo, a complete set. like
all right.
like rather than, company B who only gives you half the things you need for Bingo. I mean, like, why do you need to put a complete set? But yeah, I know what it is. It's because they're explaining to you you don't have to go buy anything else for it.
How is Bingo just now getting inducted? Especially if it started in 1530.
Well, because they only put in like 3 or 4 things a year.
Fair.
So they nominate a bunch and then only a few get in type of a thing.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So the next one, well, real quick, have you ever played a bunch of Bingo? We had like a home version of Bingo, and we used to play it like my mom and I, and like, my brother used to play it, but
the only time I played Bingo was at school or at your house.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you probably played it over at my house. Yeah. So yeah, same thing. I've never been big on Bingo otherwise, but I'm like you. It's like, it feels like such a classic thing that it's surprising it's not in already. So, all right, the next one is Bop It. And for anyone who doesn't know, Bop It was just this like tube thing that like on one end you pulled a thing, you shook it, you pushed it, and it made noise. It just makes a bunch of noise and does things. I never was into
No, I always
things.
thought they kind of sucked.
But I can tell you this. They still are so popular that you can buy one if you find one at like a thrift store. They will still sell on eBay for like $15 to $30.
That's insane.
Yep.
My favorite Bop It thing ever was the Manchurian Candidate robot chicken. When he's like assembling a sniper rifle. It's like, pull it, twist it, shoot it, or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd forgotten
classic.
about that. Yeah. So it's like, this has never been one for me, but I mean, I could see where this could make it in because it has been popular since, like I said, 96. So that's a pretty good run. And they're still making them now. It's not like they ever really quit. They keep adapting them too. They have different types. So yeah. The next one blows my mind that it's not in, and it's Cabbage Patch Kids. This thing was literally the hottest thing on the planet for at least a couple years.
Cabbage Patch Kids are as old as I am? What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, old ladies were punching each other in stores over these things, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, there were literal fists. These were the first, like, if anyone's younger and they don't know about this, it's like if you lived through Beanie Babies, these were like that. They were insanely popular. hard to find. And like I said, there were literally old ladies fist fighting each other in Toys R Us over these.
Shit's crazy.
And again, they still make these. They were off the market, I think, for a while, but they make them again. It's like, I'm shocked this one's not in. You know,
Once again, one of those toys that I just don't understand the appeal, but
yeah, me either. The next one is right up our alley because I know for sure you and I both, you know, have read tons of these, which were choose your own adventure books. Oh my God, I know we probably read any we could get our hands on.
Facts, Brian. Facts time. I definitely read Choose Your Own Adventure books and kept my thumb in the page. Be like, oh God, I die on this one? Nope.
Yeah, nope. Thumb was still on the other page. I'm good. It's so funny too, because it's not like anyone was like, you know, sitting in a chair with a gun just in case you went backwards. You know, it's like no one gives a shit. Like, and really, it's kind of a cool thing too, because there were some of them I would read and go one way, and then I would basically reread it and go the other way just to see how it
playing a video
out.
game with multiple endings.
Yeah, you know, so I really enjoyed that, and I think to an extent this probably is part of why some video games have that, because those same people grew up around the time we did, so they probably I mean, these were, you know, these have been around for a long time, but whatever. My brother had these, and he had a huge stack of them that you know, he gave to me, and I devoured these books. You know, I
remember when I was in school and I was in whatever they called their computer class, probably just computer. Yeah. And we had to make a it was it was almost like a presentation, but not. And I made like a choose your own adventure thing. You know, because like different buttons would take you to different cards. You know, so I was like, well, fuck, I can do this. And I don't remember if I even finished it. But I remember doing it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll just say you finished it and it was glorious.
The thing that I always loved about Choose Your Own Adventure books was the covers.
Yeah, the covers were great on those. Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind having some of those as like a poster.
You know, it honestly, I've still got over in my storage. I think I still have some various books from my youth. It wouldn't shock me if I still have some of these.
Gold. Texas tea.
Yeah. All right. The next one is Connect 4.
Wow, that's another one. I'm surprised it isn't in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sneaky, sis. Yep.
Damn, pretty sneaky, sis.
Yep. It's the vertical checkers game, according to the box. I love the fact that this game is so damn simple, but it's fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it as a kid. A couple of years ago at Christmas, a friend of my nephew's bought his daughter's Connect 4. And we were teaching, like, the one daughter was a little older, so she got the concept. The other one had no clue. But she picked it up pretty quick. Like, we kept, because she was just following where her sister would put one. And it was like, no, by doing this, you're really setting yourself up to lose.
Failure.
You know, so you know, we worked on our strategy a little bit, but it was still kind of fun to play. Even now, you know, there's, you know, the strategy to it just never seems. I
always
go away.
Enjoyed Connect 4.
Yeah, me too. Amy, look at it at bars. They've got like full giant versions of it now too. So again, I'm with you. It's like, this feels like one that's like, how is this not already in there? No? Huh. Yeah.
I just got some inspiration, Brian. Yeah.
All right. Are you gonna make a?
I'm kind of thinking about it, like Connect 4, but what if instead of the little things, it's like bottle caps, right?
Oh yeah, that might
if not, it
already.
should.
Yeah. The next one is Ken, like just the Ken doll from
I still
Barbie.
haven't seen that movie. Heard it's great.
Yeah, which I was gonna say is, you know, little resurgence because of the movie this year. But
look at that outfit he was wearing, dude. Look at those collars.
I know it's
damn.
Pretty fly. I know you need that outfit for Halloween, man. Damn. Right there's your look.
Ken's slaying all the bitches.
No, he was introduced in 1961 apparently. So this one, it's funny because on one hand I'm kind of like, how is Ken not in there? But I'm also like, well, because it's Ken, it's not Barbie.
You know what? I'm looking at this.
Like Barbie's like a windmill slam.
I'm looking at this Ken doll they have on display here, and he is like three steps away from being Ric Flair.
You're not wrong. He wishes he was 3 steps away from being Ric Flair.
Goddamn.
Woo!
Yeah, because Ric Flair would have banged Barbie sideways and then drove away in her pink Corvette.
Yeah, it's true. He would have. Yeah. So this one is interesting to me because I could see Ken kind of sitting on the outside for a long time.
Stained.
Yeah, because Ken's just not.
No one
he's
gives
not
a shit about Ken.
No, exactly. Barbie barely cares about Ken.
True. He doesn't have a dick. Goddamn it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why should he? Yeah, he has no dick energy.
Oh, the old D energy. Oh no.
NDE.
All right, I'm sorry. Right. He's like 10 steps away from Ric Flair now.
Yeah, right. Because so the next one is the Little Tykes Cozy
Coop. Fuck yeah! Now we're talking,
dude. I've always, these things are hilarious to me because I never tire of seeing videos of adults in these things just eating
like
shit.
Flying down a hill. Oh yeah.
Yeah, or children too. I've seen plenty of videos of kids just eating shit in them, and I feel a little worse about watching those. But watching when adults get in them,
just wreck them. There's nothing better to when an adult's going downhill at like 80 miles an hour. One of these, they end up like having like a lacerated kidney and shit. It's the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fun. Yeah, this thing's the same age as you. Apparently, well, not the one in the picture because that's the newer.
That one's got a face, and I don't like that.
Yeah, no, me either. Now, what could be fun though is you could decorate the face to look, like he's all tore up or something. That could be fun, or scary.
Just don't give him cheap angry eyes. God damn, I hate those.
No. Yeah. What do you think about this though? As far as a like Hall of Fame candidate, I mean, they've been around forever.
I think it should be there. It's people buy like Mini Coopers and paint them to look like these.
True enough. Yeah, these are the iconic. Yeah, this is similar to like a radio flyer wagon. In that I think it was kind of like the next step. Like you start in the wagon, then you move to this thing, or maybe it's the other way around. Whatever.
Like, not gonna lie, pretty sure I'm gonna steal a car in Saints Row and make it into a cozy coupe.
That's a smart idea. Like, you know what car is that one like that I had
hot
in the
hatchback?
Yeah. Oh, that gives. Yeah, that's a good call. All right, so the next one is, it just says Nerf toys, but I think they're not meaning like the guns. I think they're meaning like Nerf ball, the Nerf hoops, all that kind of stuff.
Nerf's gone into pure warfare now. Like the sports division of Nerf is dead.
Yeah, when we were kids, there weren't really a lot of Nerf guns per se. It was like, I remember you had that Nerf golf. There was the bow and arrow. Oh, you had that too, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I got from my birthday. It was a bow. It was a bow and arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, there was other, like they had flying discs, whatever, like there was all that kind of stuff. Nerf ball.
Do you remember
like
Nerf
in a basketball? Yes.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I mean. Like Nerf was doing all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, here's all these things that are dangerous, but our version is not. Most.
And then they introduced the first Nerf blaster, and it's been like military, frickin' ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. So that's why I said it's like I think they're talking about the different foam darts and the ball and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it does include the guns too. I'm not sure. Because I mean, if it includes the guns, I mean, man, Nerf's iconic though. The brand Nerf is ridiculously iconic. Also, it's so iconic that the word Nerf.
You just fire up a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, I mean, I got business to attend to. No, but it's like the word Nerf has seeped into like in games and stuff. Whenever they take something and make it less dangerous, it's nerfing something. Yeah. So the
Nerf
word
has become like an adjective.
Yeah. So that's how iconic the name is. So it's like I'd be totally okay with anything Nerf being. I mean,
I have very good memories of being very young and doing like fadeaway jumpers in my room at my Nerf hoop.
For sure,
trying to do the sky hook and hitting the ceiling and shit.
Dude, that, and I remember us setting up the golf
Oh
stuff all
God, I
through your
forgot about
house.
that.
Fucking playing golf through your house with those
The foam balls
you
and
know,
those big
it was
dumb
Nerf.
clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I forgot we did that. Shit, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's why I said I can get behind it, man. I had Nerf footballs growing up. You know, that's why I said I've never really had many Nerf guns, but I had various other Nerf stuff. You know, that were safe to play
I
with and
really
whatever. So
like the packaging on this Nerf ball too. It's like a nice
yeah.
groovy font, you know.
Oh, dude, that
Oh
feels like
God,
something from the
boy, does
'60s or
it!
70s for sure.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yep. Me too. They should come back with that instead of trying to look cool and edgy. They should just
Yeah,
start
like
making
do
that
some
kind of shit
vintage
again.
Nerf shit. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The next
Oh my
one
God, it's
is
still going. How many of these are there?
yeah.
No, I
There's
mean
only
it's
two
a good
more.
thing. I'm amazed.
Yeah. The next one is Nickelodeon slime.
I'm kind of over this one.
You know, it's weird though. It says it was introduced in 1976. I did not know that. I thought that was from
I
like
thought
our
so too.
childhood.
Yeah, because
like
it
the
seemed like
80s.
every toy for a while that's coming with slime.
I don't know that I knew about Nickelodeon slime before You Can't Do That on Television.
I agree.
You know, like I can't place it from before that. But, you know, it's like, oh, okay, if it existed before then. But they for sure, actually, it was called GAC then, if I'm not mistaken. Like when we were kids, didn't they call it GAC? Or something like that. But yeah, like now there's tons of slime making kits out there, including Nickelodeon's own version. But you know, there's like everybody makes their own version of slime now. But slime itself, oh, you know what? I'm sorry, this isn't the Nickelodeon. It's just slime.
In general. Okay.
Okay, that I definitely remember before Nickelodeon because you and I for sure had various slime. And
I mean, I remember getting like a Ghostbusters action figure, and it came with like a tub of slime. And it's cool for about a week.
He slimed
it's
me.
cool for about a week. And then especially if you have like
it reminds me of like Silly Putty.
If you have like pets, suddenly it gets full of hair and it becomes a whole thing.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It does, you're right. That's why I actually like the way it is now where parents and kids can make it with like glue and like food coloring or whatever, because literally you can make it and go, oh, this is all gross now, and throw it away and make more.
Sure.
You know, when we were kids, they didn't so much have that recipe out there. So it was like you said, you play with it and you're like, oh, this is disgusting. You throw it away and that's it. There's no and you weren't even excited about getting more. You were just like
okay,
yeah,
well now I don't have to worry about Egon getting slimed.
Yeah. I think I had a Ninja Turtle or something that came with
like radioactive ooze or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. I had a couple toys that came with it, and I never really. It's like you said, it's like you play with them a couple times, and you're like, I don't really want this. It was like the ones that shot water for the most part was similar.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know about slime. Like that one, I can feel. I'd be okay if that one kind of sat outside for a while with Ken.
Poor Ken.
You know. Yeah, he can just sit there and play with the slime. You know. The last one, though, I mean, iconic brand, and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Dude, they've been reinvented like 19 times. I read something a few months ago, I think, that this year alone, before the movie hit, they had the merchandise for Ninja Turtles had already made like $1 billion. Right? And that was, again, before that movie, which did very well. The merch for it did pretty well. You know, it's like, and even now, if you go into the stores, they've got like retro versions of the figures that are basically they look like the figures we grew up with. You know, they're putting those back out and they're reissuing like all the characters from that and stuff, and along with the new designs and stuff. So it's like, yeah, this one for sure they deserve. But again, it's like if Transformers aren't in, it's hard to argue for Ninja Turtles, because as much as I love Ninja Turtles, it's like Transformers felt like it was a revolutionary kind of concept.
I got another truth bomb for you, Brian. I remember when we were kids, Ninja Turtles came out, and I was like, this is so stupid. What are we doing? I can't get behind this. Is so lame, whatever. And then I watched an episode, and I was like, I can't let anyone know I like this. like this cartoon actually rules.
I think I've talked about it here. Like, you know, when I had chicken pox, my brother was like going around to stores finding me Ninja Turtle figures, and you know, came over with all the turtles and Shredder. So you know, I had a guy for my turtles to kick the ass of, and then not too long after that, you know, my parents found me, uh, you know, Bebop and Rocksteady and various other characters from it. And then, of course, along the way, there was the like the one that I could see in this picture right here. It's the trench coat Don.
Yeah,
I know I
Flasher
had
Don.
that one. Yeah, yeah, really. He's Mr.
Sure
Fix
he
It,
is.
okay? Or not Mr. Fix It. Sorry, that's Hulk. I'm thinking of I'm trying to think of I'm thinking of Thing when he was wearing the like trench coat and hat a lot of times because somehow that
Yeah.
disguised him. Much like Donatello being totally
exactly.
nude,
Showing off
under
his
that.
turtle dick underneath there.
Yeah. Oh, I take that back. He's not totally nude. He's got his belt on, probably.
Yeah, that's true. And his elbow pads and knee pads.
Yeah, I was saying his knee pads. I love that he wears his elbow pads.
Oh
over
yeah,
the
you don't want to
trench
fuck
coat.
up the elbows of that trench coat. It's a nice trench
Right.
coat.
But there were a bunch of those kind of turtles. You remember the hockey? I don't remember if it was Michelangelo or
I
if
think
it
it was
was
Michelangelo.
who it was. Yeah, you remember in commercial art how Holtz like took another action figure and made like goalie pads, and we used to like shoot at. Because I had one of the turtles was like had a hockey stick and little like hockey pucks, and I'm sure I still have it. You know, and they had, yeah. So anyway, I had a ton of Ninja Turtle stuff. Probably behind G.I. Joe and He-Man, Ninja Turtles was probably the next closest. Well, Micro Machines, but yeah, I had a lot of turtle stuff because I loved them, and they were not expensive. I think the figures were like $5 or something like that. So my parents were cool with buying those for
classic
me.
stuff right there.
So yeah, definitely. And like you know, loved watching the cartoon. I've enjoyed some of the movies and some of the other series.
I've heard
they've
the
done
new
of
movie's
it,
great.
and,
I haven't watched it yet.
It's on fucking Paramount Plus. I don't have Paramount. It makes me so sad.
You just have to get it for a week, bro.
I know. I do. Actually, I think at some point I'm just going to get it for a month. Like I've said millions of times, I got a lot of Star Trek to watch, so I can justify the whatever it is, $6 or $7. You know, I just got to really be ready to go and hit it running.
Hit that shit raw. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so if you had to pick 3 from all that stuff, what would you pick?
Well, definitely Ninja Turtles is going in.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, 3. I'm doing Choose Your Own Adventure.
Okay, I'm with you.
Nerf. Cozy Coop, you gotta wait. Yeah. Sorry.
I think everything else waits for me too. I think I'm with you. Those are the 3. Yeah. If I were voting, those are the 3 I'd vote for. Yeah. I figured we'd probably be similar on that because of our childhoods being very similar in that regard.
I mean, I never had a Cozy Coop, so I'm not that attached.
Oh, I didn't either. That was something else I was looking at. I was like, I had a lot of this stuff. I didn't have a Bop It oh, you know what? I did have a Bop It as a kid. I think my mom bought one for me, and I was like, yeah, I don't care.
Bop it, twist it, throw it away.
Basically, right? Cabbage Patch Kids I never had, and a Ken doll I never had, but all the other stuff on this list I pretty much had. Oh, and the Coop, the Cozy Coop. That kind of stuff was too expensive. My parents didn't screw around with big things like that.
Yeah,
were a lot
my
of
parents
money.
were like, we'll just get you like a bike with training wheels.
Yeah, basically same here. Yeah, right. Yep. So, all right. So there's your finalists for that. So, yeah. I wasn't thinking. Really should have probably just kept that and done that as an enthusiast episode. Or enthusiast, I mean a Patreon episode.
We're stupid, Brian. You know that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else?
I got one thing, but I'll just save it. It's cool. Yeah, I'll save it for next week. No big deal. Yeah, because see, we're getting a little long in the tooth here.
Yeah. So all right, let's do QoftheW. In fact, I might just skip the insult for the week.
QoftheW. Last week we asked you, do you think people would choose to fuck, marry, or kill you? Why? Well, Instagram, we got a like. Thanks.
Dang it. Yeah.
Over here on Face page though, we got a decent amount. I shared it because I was like, well, maybe some idiots I know will enjoy it.
I goofed. I actually meant to and forgot.
our buddy Old Man Ken just posted a GIF of Michael Scott just saying kill me now." So okay, we know what's going on there.
Right.
Let's see here. Valerie says, "Have you really lived if it isn't a little of everything?" Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll take that. Diamond Top fan Kiki, she says, "Well," a lot of L's at the end there. Personal experience definitely says fuck, but I do have one Mary in the books too. Laughing emoji.
I hope it's who she's married to, because it'd be
That would
weird
be right.
otherwise.
Diamond Top fan Jeff from Hobie says, "I've heard I would like to be killed." That's pretty funny.
I like that.
Our old pal Jason says, "If anyone tried to kill me, they missed."
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm sure someone's tried. If it's Jason, I think it is.
Diamond, it is. Diamond Top fan Dev, "Who am I up against? Who am I kidding? I'm prime grade A marriage material."
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, somebody out there should for sure wife up Dev. Yeah.
Steph,
with that baking skills
I know,
and stuff,
right?
yeah.
Plus he's cuddly.
Sure. Yeah.
I've cuddled with him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Stephanie, she says, "I'm gonna say Mary ? Maybe that's wishful thinking though." Laughing emoji. I thought, never mind. And Rambo, wow, blast from the past there.
Yeah, he's been back on social media recently.
Fuck, of course, because who wants to deal with my shit all the time? Hilarious.
Rambo.
Yeah, good answers all around, everybody. Appreciates. That's what I got on my end, my guy. All
right, well, I have Cheeto's answer. And he says, "Well, fuck, obviously, then marry me, because that dick's so good."
God damn it, Cheeto.
It's like, kidding, it's mediocre at best. He says, "Mary is my actual pick. I've been with my lovely wife for 26 years, and I married to her for 17. I cook, clean, hold a job, and take care of my family to the best of my ability. Granted, she often wants to kill me, but lucky for me, she wants to fuck even more often." Wow, she wants to kill you twice a year? That's, wow, all right. No, it says cues the 70 porn music, looks at wife over glasses and winks, gets punched by wife. Yep. Good answer, definitely. Sir. Good answer. Yeah, and he's right though too. I mean, having met him and everything, I mean, he's for sure in the marriage material. Yeah. All right. Plus, I mean, all those video games he's got, and the toys.
Right.
I mean, yeah. All right. So Heno sent me this one also, and it was something he saw on Instagram, and it's a meme. This says, "Name a chore you did when you were little that kids nowadays have never done." There's some great.
That's a good one. Too. God, the kids these days have never done.
Yeah, I saw one in the comments that God is so good that I'm gonna say it. Like, it's not as mine, but is one which is untangle a 6-foot phone cord.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Good God, I remember having to do that all the time because you'd stretch it because you talk on it. And he's like, you got to get as far away from your parents as possible. So you'd stretch it as far as you could. But then from walking or whatever, like the thing would just get all tangled up and you'd have to like untangle it before you could walk away. And it was such a nightmare. This was before
my move
phones,
would be to unhook it from the phone and let it and then hook it back in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, I got one, Brian. Because this definitely happened to me as a younger lad before my dad decided to invest in cable. Was, hey, go adjust the rabbit ears.
Yep. Yeah. Or do you remember like was it the UHF channels? How there used to be like a dial you had to kind of turn a little bit to like dial it in basically.
Or shit, even when we had cable. So. Hey, flip it over to B. And it was that push button.
I forgot about that.
Or no,
Yep.
the push button was later. At first, it was that black box. They had the lever in it.
Yeah.
It was like
It was
A
a
and B.
switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like click,
Yeah.
click.
The box was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you first got the cable box that had the AB thing, but it was by remote, and it was like,
Yeah,
oh
this
man,
is fucking
it's like
genius.
whole new world.
Living like
Yep.
doctors.
I remember when we first got like our first TV with a remote, and I thought we were like the Beverly Hillbillies, you know, like
Right.
you know, it's like all of a sudden it was like, oh,
Like a whole new world now.
It was, man, it was. Because before that, the one I was gonna say is similar to yours, which was how many times, you know, you're sitting there watching TV, it's like, hey,
Oh,
turn
yeah.
the channel, you know, go turn on channel 11, put it on 13, go back to 11.
Like, God
You're
damn
like,
it. I am the remote.
It was. That's the one I'll always remember. The one on here that cracked me up the most in the comments was raked a shag carpet.
That's funny as hell.
I never had to do that,
either.
but oh my God. If somebody had to do that, holy shit. But some of the best ones, you know, some of the ones that I love too are, you know, like rewind a cassette tape with a pencil.
Yeah.
Make a picture of Kool-Aid it has on here. And it was like, first of all, they spelled it picture, not pitcher. But, you know,
like Kool-Aid still exists.
Yeah. Another one was mow the lawn with a motorless lawnmower. And I never had to do that. So, but I did have to cut weeds down with the old, like, looks like a golf club kind of, you know, weed whacker. My dad used to have me do that at his shop outside, and I hated it so much. I mean, on one hand, it was kind of cool because it was, you know,
it was a weapon.
Sharp, but yeah, but also it was like, yeah, this stinks. I don't like this. Like, why can't you just get a weed eater?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that one.
Yeah. I figure most of it's going to end up being some sort of manual labor that you did as a child.
For sure.
You know, that somehow people like, probably our generation was probably like, how can we make this easier? Like, how can we get rid of this stupid activity? Right. But cordless phones got rid of the, you know, the cord problem, and, you know, also you didn't have to dial the rotary
phone,
which you had to wait forever on. And then go back. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's sometimes I like for about a millisecond I miss having a house phone, and then I'm like, you're an idiot. You don't miss that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you did now, you'd probably, you know, you'd have a cordless that's
a couple weeks ago we were gonna podcast. I know we're getting long here, but fuck it.
Yeah.
And it said you were online, and like I think I tried calling you maybe.
Oh, you left me a message.
Yeah, did you ever listen to that voice message?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
That's another thing, because like your family used to screen your calls if your answering machine. That shit don't happen anymore.
Yep.
But
no, you're right.
But I had a taste of this like 2 or 3 weeks ago because the new iOS update has live voicemail.
Yeah. Right. I've heard about this. I have not used
it. I knew it existed, but I got a phone call and I was like, well, I'm not answering that. And I, hit the go to voicemail button, and then I'm watching it, and then it's like, I can't remember what the phone said, but then it starts scrolling text, and I'm like, holy shit, they're leaving a voicemail, and I can read it right now. And I had instant flashback of like me calling you and be like, yo, Brian, you there?
Yep. Well, yeah, because that was before caller ID was the rage and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the other thing and that's something I had to do as a kid too, was there were different times where, my parents would be like, go see who's on the phone. Like we'd be out in the dining room, somebody would call, and they'd be like, go see who's on the phone. I have to go in the living room and wait for the screening, until they'd start talking to see if it was someone I should pick up on or whatever. So yeah, that was something I used to have to do too. They're like you said, you wouldn't do it now. Well, ever since caller ID, you wouldn't do it. We just have the phone in the other room and just answer it.
What a weird world we used to live in. Yeah, I mean, I remember when my mom first got caller ID and it was like a separate box from the phone. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
you're
just feel like
right.
you'd
Yeah.
stare at it and be like, I don't know that number.
Yeah, because I remember we had the answering machine that we used to screen, and then we got that box because it was
Yeah.
just standard or whatever, and it was like, what is this? It's like, oh man, this is amazing.
So weird.
Now we take
And
it,
now it's just granted.
it's just normal. Yeah, it's funny how. So I said last week, it's like I think it's kind of cool how the things we've seen from our childhood till now is so transitional. Like there's almost like 3 steps in a lot of the stuff, that we went from like the rotary phones to cordless phones to just not having
Yeah.
a house phone, for the most part. I mean, we still do, but that's only because my mom wants it. Like if it was up to me,
for
it'd be
sure.
gone.
Yeah,
There's no
absolutely.
point to it. So there was reasons when we were kids, which was like even once the other phones came out, it was still like if you had a landline, if the power went out, you could still use the phone. But that doesn't work anymore because all the phones through like the cable companies and everything are all digital. So it's all, if the cable goes out, you have no phone, aside from your cell phone, right? Like, so it's like there's no benefit to it that there used to be. So it's just silly. So, all right. So there you go. Once again, the question is, name a chore you did when you were a little kid or when you were little that kids nowadays have never done.
I'm going to Hobie my answer real quick because I just thought of one. Time and temperature.
Okay. Oh, God.
Calling time and temperature to see what the weather was going to be like.
Oh, man. I forgot about that. God. Or to see if school was canceled. Remember, you used to have to call that number and wait to see because it was faster than watching the scroll.
Yep.
Meanwhile, now like they email.
Oh yeah,
or
you get
text,
you get
like,
you get text messages now.
Yeah, or even if you didn't, you can just pull it up. You can just jump on the internet real quick and be like, nope.
I mean, I used to have an email alert from 13 ABC for my kids' schools. That as soon as it got canceled, I'd get an email.
I remember times where my dad and I were walking out the door and my mom would be like, wait. Like they just canceled, it's like, yes.
Score.
So yeah, good shit though.
I should stop answering this. I'm not going to leave any answers for anybody else.
There's tons. Yeah, that's the thing. There's tons of things for this. So I'm curious what other people come up with. So, yep. All right. Well, I'm going to skip the insult of the week this week.
We went long as fuck. Already too.
Yeah. So, wow, I almost went into the crate. Jeez, that's a first. I'm leading the crazy life now because Jen's off the show. So now I start that show and I try not to, hey, enthusiasts,
What's up, motherfuckers?
I was just about now I was about to end, go into the end game of that show here. Jeez. Man. All right. I totally blanked, man. I don't even know where I go.
It's like social media, salty language. There you go.
Head over to saltylanguage.com. There we go.
I just need to start that motor a little bit.
I did. I totally blanked, man. Head over to saltylanguage.com. You can see any links that we have, like to the Hall of Fame toys and whatnot, if you want to look through those. You can also find the link to the network we're part of, which is the Tangibound Network, and can be found at tangiboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the shows over there. If you're looking for a network for your show, come join us over there. And if you talk to Mark, remind him I have a full-body taste.
Excellent.
Sure, he'll appreciate that. If you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find this show on Twitter, X, whatever, at salty_language. Twitter. All right. I've seen a lot of people, like you were saying, a lot of people are trying to push this like X iter thing or whatever. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. It's just, let's stop this. If you want to reach out to me on any social medias, if I'm on there, I'm probably under the name Stunami. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram at TheMonotony. I also run the TikTok, which is at Salty Language. Check us out on YouTube, Salty Language Pod. I mean, we got like 4 shows that need to be uploaded when we're done with this one. It's getting pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Pretty nutty. I do a thing. I didn't record any of my beer making process. I did it for the love of the game. I do a thing called All the Beers Pod, though, where I, talk about Allegedly. I mean, I should just delete it because it's so much time that I don't really have. And patreon.com/saltylanguage for more salty language goodness. If you want to help your boys out, I mean, we're already running perfectly par for the course, but if we want to get ahead of the game, subscribe. There's more content there. And, you know, I'd love to think of other ways to entice people to subscribe, but I'm tired, Brian. I'm tired. I got booze in me. So
yeah, that'll happen.
Anywho,
well, you can also check out my other show, which is just referenced a few minutes ago, The Crazy Life, which is me and Heno talking about mental health type stuff, mental illness, recovery, addiction, that kind of stuff. This past week, we talked about SSRIs and alcohol, and whether or not it's okay to drink if you're on SSRIs for your depression or whatever you're on for. So, which was interesting because we actually found some stuff that's like, you know, some of it is kind of old thinking versus new thinking. So, yeah, thought we had a good chat as well about our lives and different stuff. So if you're into that, please give us a listen. Wherever you find this show, you should be able to find that one too. And yeah. So yeah, with that, I guess have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody, and Halloween's next week for the Spanktacular.
Next week is our 12th or whatever Halloween Spanktacular. Yeah.
Beware.
Ooh.
It's spooky.
It's spooky. Next week's as spooky. This week you're good. All right.